What's good, everybody? It's your boy Papa D coming at you with No Approval Podcast, the first show ever. I'm really excited. It's something I've been working on for months. But No Approval basically is not for the easily offended. So if you are easily offended, just go ahead and hit that next button, unsubscribe. But we're gonna have a fun time. It's gonna be a great show. And so the first show is really called Who Is You?
Who is you? It sounds kind of messed up, but that's what we meant. Now who are you is who is you, because we want to know who you really are, and do you know who you really are? And some people might think they know who they really are, but you got that shit all wrong.
Maybe life situations has been thrown at you. Maybe that old habit, well, you thought who you are, or you used to do it that way, has changed, and you like, dang, I'm trying to really find out who this new person is, or who this new me really is.
And it might take some time for most people, because it definitely took me some time, but we're going to get into this show, and that's what we're going to talk about. We want to know, we're going to ask some, I ain't going to say some aggravating questions, because it's going to get under your skin, but at the same time, this is what No Approval is about. So we're going to ask you some questions that's going to really kind of, provoke your mind to, go into deeper thought about who you really are, because you might not know who you really are. You might just go through every day, clocking in, clocking out of work, going home, starting over the next day, doing the same thing. But do you really ever take time out to sit down to, ponder on who you are?
So the intro is telling y'all who I am, and I'm Papa D, come from Charlotte, North Carolina, born and bred. That's my city all day, every day, and that's what I'm going to be repping on this show is Charlotte. I mean,
foes all day.
I don't see any other way. But who I really am. So I'm an energetic person. I love to go out from time to time, like trying new restaurants. Just something simple like that. I'm a nerd sometimes. I love anime. Some people might think that's nerdish, but if you ain't an anime fan, I don't know what to say to you.
I ain't too big on the anime, but I might turn it on and put that shit on mute sometimes and let some music rock and just watch that shit, because I don't really be wanting to hear what the fuck they be talking about.
You not an anime fan, then?
I just said that shit. I don't really rock with the anime, but sometimes I turn it on, put it on mute, and let the music rock. I know a lot of y'all out there. Somebody out there got to do that. Y'all don't just watch TV sometimes and don't listen to it. Just put it on mute and let the music rock. Like what? Come on now, try it one day, bro.
I mean, yeah, I probably did that from time to time, but yeah, I like anime. I have 4 siblings. I'm a twin as well. I think that's kind of unique because a lot of people are like, oh, you're a twin? Let me see a picture. All that other stuff like that. But, I don't even entertain that. But I'm a twin. I work hard. I'm a firm believer in hard work, because if you don't put in the work, how you going to get the results?
Exactly. And you don't know what hard work is, how you going to, handle the easy shit. It might sound weird, but if you can't handle hard work, you can't handle easy shit.
And I think a lot of people, sit around and wait for things to happen and think it's going to happen in their lap.
Yeah, they expect it to just fall in their lap. No work and no dedication and no time, no perseverance. It's waiting on that shit to fall in their lap. But you got to put them feet in the action. You got to put one foot in front of the other. Sometimes you got to do that shit slow. Sometimes you got to do that shit fast. But at the end of the day, you got to keep moving forward.
I'm gonna be real with you. I was that person. I spend a lot of time wasting time.
Speak on it.
I spend a lot of time wasting time. I'm not gonna even sit here and lie to y'all. I was that person that just sit there and not do anything, come home and watch anime.
Right.
And I could have been doing something productive. Or there's still a lot of people out there just trying to find their way. I critically think about what I wanted to do. I put action towards a couple of things that I failed in. But I also got discouraged. So,
You got discouraged by the failures?
Yeah, but then it took me a minute to figure out That was just all a learning lesson.
Failures are a part of you.
Exactly.
Failures make you who you are.
Exactly. So I had to learn that. So that's a little bit about me. That I'm not gonna be ashamed to say my downfalls on this show, because I'm a human as well. So I make mistakes, and who am I to judge you from your mistakes?
Exactly.
I mean, that's the most common ground a lot of people do. They want to judge you off of your mistakes, not off the character that has built.
Right. Ain't no sin greater than another.
Hello?
And no sin.
Resend. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. What else can I say?
I don't know, but let me tell the people about who I am.
Oh, go ahead. Let me fall
a lot
back.
of them people don't know.
Let me fall back a little bit, bro.
Your boy Bankhead, you know what I'm saying, aka Bishop Bank. I'm from the city of Charlotte, born and raised. You got two unicorns sitting in the same room. You know what I'm saying? But we here, believe it or not, small city. Been knowing this man for almost 10 plus years.
Woo.
Yeah, that's a stretch. We're getting old out here.
Woo.
We're getting old out here. But
I got a birthday coming up. Ooh.
Oh. But yeah, about me, I start with the, track. That's where we met. Me and my nigga Darius. We used to run track together. From there, I got a scholarship to Winston-Salem State. Started running there. So, some mishaps happened there. Not on my behalf, but on,
life?
Yeah, on life's behalf. Stopped that, came back to the city. And, before I came back to the city, I had to find myself, because I ain't want to come back to the city not knowing who I was, and it's, my city. You don't know. That's like, just wandering around in the world lost. I ain't want to do that. So, I took some time to discover who I was, and I found out that I like baking, you know what I'm saying? I own my own business, Southern Pound. If anybody need anything in the city, hit me up. I got it. Cakes, cupcakes, cobblers, cheesecakes, we do it all. Banana pudding. I got a contract with Nappy Chef right now, so if y'all ever want to stop by there, stop by Nappy Chef, 5933 Albemarle Road.
And that thing, ooh, I mean, it is, I think you have a dope talent, son.
Man, my mama always tell me my great grandma touched me in my sleep, and I believe it, bro, because I really am self-taught. I ain't never been to no culinary school.
You cook like somebody grandma, like you cook like somebody grandma. What you mean your grandma touched you in your sleep?
Man, I do what I can. But yeah, like I said, I'm a baker. I do what I can with that. I cook first before baking, but I choose to do baking because it's way cheaper. And, you get a higher return on it. So, if you need anything, hit me up. My business taught me a lot about who I am. It taught me that my failures, it don't really mean nothing when you're doing a lot towards making yourself successful. Because you know what I'm saying? Once you get successful, your success is going to outweigh all your failures. But even your failures are still going to teach you how to be successful, so you don't ever go back to those failures. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to remember what I did wrong, so when I do run into a moment where I feel like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, do that. And one of my biggest failures before I became successful in any type of way was doubting myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody else could tell me, I think you can do this, I think you can do that. And me, I'm be like, I don't know. I don't know about that. But then I go out there and do it, and I be like, they was right, but why couldn't I be right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why couldn't I believe in me? So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. It's a lot more about me, but as we get on to more shows, you'll learn a little bit more. But, yeah, we here. No approval. Let's get it.
So, one of the questions that I got asked before starting the show, or when the show was launching, is what is my biggest weakness and strengths in life? And I had to sit there and really think about it or contemplate. I wouldn't even say contemplate, because I honestly know what that is off the back of my hand. And my biggest strength is the ability to love people.
Too hard.
Like, love people, like really, really love people. And I'm a firm believer of love. I get that from my family, and my family has a big, open, kind heart. But just don't mess with them. That's it about my family. Just don't mess with them. They love a lot. As soon as you cross that line, it's just
As soon as you get wrong, they gonna get you right.
it's just I just don't want to even get into it. Don't even want to touch. Just gonna fall back on that. But I love my family to death. Shout out to my family. They really are inspiration of me working hard too as well. But yeah, that would be my biggest strength is the ability to love anybody that needs help, that wants help to want to better themselves. Even though I don't have a lot, I have knowledge to share. And
that's more than enough.
yeah, and I know how to get things done. And I'm a firm believer if you're willing to meet me halfway, my more satisfaction is just to help you. I don't want nothing in return.
Right. That's what I get out of my business too. Seeing that smile on the customer's face, or when they first take that bite, and they be like, "Whoa!" I'd be like, "Yeah, I told you. I wasn't gonna lie to you. That I know it's the truth. So just hit me up, and we gonna keep going from here." So yeah, I understand what you mean, bro. Helping people, and personal satisfaction from knowing that you looked out for somebody other than yourself.
What's your biggest strength?
My biggest strength is hustling. Chasing that dollar. That's my biggest strength, because it used to be my weakest strength. I used to didn't care about making no money. I was okay with sitting at home all the time. So now that I know what it's like to get out here and get it on my own and not work for nobody, my biggest strength is hustling. Hustling in many ways. Hustling in, life. Hustling in baking. Hustling in talking. Hustling in the podcast. Hustling in anything. Anything that can generate revenue, I'm about it. Anything that can generate knowledge, I'm about it. Anything that can generate generational wealth, I'm about it. So, my biggest strength is hustling.
I think that's a good character trait to have. So the second part of the question, what's my biggest weakness? And it's something that I had to come to terms with, and you have to have real friends in your corner to let you know what they see that you're actually blindsided to. And one of my biggest weakness, I would say, was, and currently something that I'm working on, is being a pushover.
I feel you on that.
And you was the one that actually gave me that.
That's why I said I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that.
You was the one that gave me that critical feedback,
right?
As they would say.
Right.
But yeah, so I would say because my biggest strength was also a part of my weakness, because then I had to learn in life who were the bad apples that were actually taking advantage of me. I had to really figure out.
And it's hard to decipher that when you love people.
Right.
So, it's kind of like a backfire, like,
or a blessing and a curse
exactly,
at the same
like you're
time.
playing Russian roulette or something.
Right. And it's just I think or what I learned is that is just a trial and error phrase. Like,
yeah, that's what it really is.
Or just managing life. That's what I would say now, is managing life. So that's something I'm actually working on, is not being a pushover, not bringing people in my space. People just deciphering who actually really want the help, or want the connection, or want to network and stuff like that. So, that's a little bit about myself too on that question. Damn, I'm getting a little bit deep in here.
All right.
It is what it is. So another question of mine is, someone asked me, is what was my motivation to start the podcast? And the motivation really is to have a voice, or have a platform to people that want to share their opinion on certain topics, and show their story or their vision of life through their life. That was the real motivation of starting the podcast. And it's a platform just to help others. That's it. We don't have safe havens or where you can talk about your opinion anymore. Everybody want to slander you for your opinion. Everybody want to at you on Twitter and IG when it's just an opinion.
You can slander me all day, because you can't put me in the heaven or hell. So slander.
It's an open invitation. Go ahead and do that.
You know what I'm saying? Talk all the shit you want, because I'm going to talk my shit back.
It's called no approval.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck what you think or care what you say. You can put all that, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, but I wanted this to be a safe environment for whoever wants to come on my show and just be yourself. I don't care what you say on this show.
It's an open door.
It's an open door. One thing I learned about myself, you have to be open-minded.
It got to be.
Open-minded. Closed-minded people are suffering, and I'm just going to pray for them.
Pitiful.
Very, very pitiful. So that was my real motivation to start my podcast, is just the willingness to help people and just give people a platform just to be themselves.
And that's all it's about, helping people, because there's not a lot of help out here these days. Everybody focused on themselves, so as much as you can focus yourself on helping somebody else, hey, it's all good in the neighborhood.
A second part, or another one that I actually got to as well, is what's my plans for the podcast? Ooh. I don't know how much should I drop of that information I should put out there.
Shh. Don't tell them too much.
Don't tell them too much.
First show.
It's the first show. I would say you will have to listen a little bit more.
You gotta tune in.
Yeah, you just gotta tune in.
That's it. In a nutshell, tune the fuck in.
Tune in. But I do want to tell them this, Bishop Bank.
What's up?
We are going to have fundraisers on here that I will be drawing up myself. I feel that that's so in the community that it's not a lot of opportunities for fundraising. I feel like they are, but I don't feel like there's a lot of creative ways. I feel like the community can have more interactive fundraising.
Right.
Maybe like a neighborhood. Let's do like a neighborhood track team.
Exactly.
Like just for a fundraiser, like
right.
people pay just to see. Just
too many kids playing video games out here, for real.
That's mind-boggling. We're gonna have a show on that. We don't want to get too deep, but yeah, there's too many kids out here that I feel like just have tablets in their hand, or not being more socially interactive.
Shoot, I didn't have a phone till I was 15.
Man,
16?
they getting phones at 8 years old.
Exactly. iPhones.
Better iPhones than me.
iPhones ain't cheap.
Better iPhones than me.
Yeah, that shit is mind baffling, but yeah.
How you and your mama gonna have that?
I don't even want. Let's not even talk about it. Let's not even go there right
now. But yeah.
They don't even get beat no more. But yeah, let's not go there right now. Got the wheels whooped off my ass.
I can't even talk. I'm having flashbacks right now. I'm a bad mama. No.
Right.
That wasn't even my mom.
Yeah, you ever used to check yourself in the mirror for the whips.
You ever got
the worst part.
You ever got whooped so hard when you go to the table and you try to sit down and you like,
oh yeah, that thing burn, boy.
Woo! They be like, fix your face. I be like, fix my ass. Like you done tore it up.
Exactly. What you crying for? Ain't nobody touched you yet.
What?
Yet? What you mean yet?
Oh,
fuck!
I know it's coming. I know that will be coming. Mama, no. Mama, no.
These kids out of hand. So yeah, we gonna get into that on a later show.
Yeah, this is a little sidebar. We just got a little bit carried away. But yeah, those were some good questions that I was asked. But I appreciate for all my listeners out there, or my people that's been watching for the debut of the I would say album.
Nah,
the podcast I play. It's about to be a movement.
Hey, straight up.
It's gonna be fun. So, I open to anyone that wants to actually get on the show. You can definitely get on the show. We open to anybody.
Open door policy. Come on in.
What else can we let them know?
We definitely got another podcast that's about to bounce off of this podcast, but we just gonna tell you that it's a podcast. That's all we gonna say.
Yeah, we really working out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
proactive.
Proactively, like It's gonna be big.
That's all we can say.
I can't
So
say no more.
on that note, we're gonna end this first show. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it off to Papa D. Like
Papa
I said,
D, closing words. Just a little bit of motivation for y'all out there. This one I get a little bit serious is whatever you do in life, push past that check mark. You might be going towards a dream or a goal, but you have this check mark that you have done met. But you haven't moved past that check mark to complete your goal. I encourage everybody to start running to that finish line and get to that next check mark. Until next time, this is No Approval.
Bishop Bank.
And we out.